Hello everyone and welcome to the Gosback Gardens. Now today I just wanted to bring a little bit of a vlog episode, and what the vlog is about is I'm going to be refurbishing the greenhouse. Now last year I made a bit of a bed. Tell you what, I'll show you. So obviously, as you can see, I've been doing a bit of a clear out of the greenhouse, a bit messy to be honest. So last year I made this thing, I think it was last year anyway, and I had a load of chicory in it. This is the second year chicory. It's gone to flower, and well, it was a nice bit of foliage. I had a load of parsley in here, a bit of dill in here. I've all harvested that now, and all this is just the remnants of what was here. Now I don't know what this is. It's just kind of got a bit of coriander in here. I think that's a bit of parsley as well, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I'm going to be tipping all this up. Got a nettle there as well. But yeah, I'm going to be tipping all this up, taking all of it out. I'm just going to be refurbishing the whole thing so that I can build this bed a little bit higher, so that, well, I can stick more plants in it. Basically I can get more soil in it so that the plants have deeper roots, because as you see, it's only about my hand in depth, should we say. So I thought today, as a break from the esoteric and the philosophical, whatever you want to call it, videos, I thought today that we'd have a bit of a change. So let's go. So my first job is to take up all this gravel, because obviously it's got a load of crap in it and that doesn't really matter, but I just want to make sure that when I'm taking apart the bed I don't get all the soil mixed in with the gravel, because that's not very useful, is it? Got a feeling the brush wasn't the best tool for this. Try the rake this time. Right, so I've come to another conclusion, that I can possibly just brush the rest of this bit into this corner here, so that I can deassemble these wooden bits and then dig it up, put it in the wheelbarrow, build the next bit, etc, etc. I'd just also like to point out what I've got for the floor in the greenhouse. It's this horticultural fleece thing. No, not fleece. I don't know what it is. It's some fabric kind of stuff. I know that some people would say that putting this on the floor is going to damage the soil beneath. Now, yes, that is true. It does completely flatten the soil and jam pack it, basically. But the reason why I have this, and I don't just have, say for instance with this thing, I don't have it open to the soil, is because there's an absolute crap ton of horsetail, and there's this bush. It's actually coming through. There's a bush here, if you can see that little twig there. It's absolutely, like, all these roots, they'll spread underneath and they'll come up. So I've probably got to get another piece down here where I've missed a bit. I'd just like to say that's the reason why I'm using this fabric, because obviously, like I said, I don't want to have horsetail. I want to grow tomatoes and etc., not horsetail and that bush. Right, I have just encountered a problem, bruh, English please. As you can see here, there is a lot of soil that has come from under this thing, and it's got into the gravel, so I probably am gonna have to take all this gravel out anyway, sift it somehow, and manage to get the soil out of it. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because some of the sifts that I've got, you know, they'll just let the gravel through as well, so I'm going to have to figure that one out. I think it's alright to take these borders off now and get all this soil up. All this can go into the mulch of it, so it can all go back into the soil. And then I'm going to take the soil out, chuck it in the compost, and then... I was going to say Bob's your auntie, but I just did. Oh, for God's sake. It's Bob's your uncle, not Bob's your auntie. Susan's my auntie. Oops. Was that the wrong way? Never stuck that off. Oh, that just comes off. I have no idea. Oh, it's just one piece. I don't know how I've managed that. Oh shit. As you can see here, I don't know where the camera's pointing, but I've had this in for a year and it's not gone that mouldy. Oh, it has, I don't know how old these bits of wood were, but that one's a bit gone. Yeah, that just fell apart. And, you know, they're still pretty stable. Where's my bloody spade? I think you can tell it is getting quite dark. So obviously I'm going to keep going until the light buggers off, and then obviously I won't be able to do any more filming, but I'll see how far I can get without breaking the fabric of reality. Not that I've already done that before. I know you can't see much here, but I just thought I might say that in the sense of gardening, it's not really about just planting your begonias. It's the whole spectrum, because as you can see here, this is my second year chicory. Hopefully there's no bugs hibernating in this thing, but I just want to make it into mulch anyway, so this should be sound. So it is about the whole spectrum of nature. It's not you just plant your flowers in your gardening bed or your planters or your greenhouse and then Bob's your uncle again. It's you gotta intertwine yourself with nature's rhythm, because if you don't, and like I said, you're just planting all your begonias and that kind of stuff, you're not, in a sense, getting the full experience. And what I mean to say is, it's, as we're saying, it's not just planting your begonias. It's not easy work, or should I say, it's quite strenuous work trying to build a garden. Obviously, gardening can mean a lot of things to different people, because obviously, say you've got an old person and they can't really do a lot. Maybe they're in a wheelchair and all they can do is really water the begonias. But what I'm trying to get out here is, if there is people who want to watch this channel, want to gain some insights of how to do their own gardening, etc, etc, and in these series I wish to just show a little bit of experience, well, of my own experience. And I mean, not to boast, but I've been going about 5 or 6 years now, and I know that it isn't just all fairy lights and candles. It's you gotta get your fingers dirty. Obviously you can wear your gloves just so you don't cut yourself and get all the crap in your fingernails, but you still get crap in your fingernails anyway. So yeah, it isn't light work, but within the hard work, within the, I wouldn't call it struggle or suffering or pain, I wouldn't call it anything like that. I would call it within the action, within the experience, there's a lot of doing. And if you're doing, say you've got a decent garden on you, say even you're just 18 years old and you're in your mum and dad's garden, or you've got your garden of your own, when you put yourself to it, you have to put yourself to it when there's nothing going on. As I heard this quote, it was from this Canadian guy. I don't know, obviously who he is, but you've got to put the work in. And this is with everything, really. You've got to put the work in before you see the results. And even before, like, you say you come in one day, you do a certain amount of work, you come in the next day, you do a certain amount of work, and then a couple of weeks go by, and then maybe you look at the garden and you say, oh, I thought it was going to be this, and there was going to be everything flowering everywhere, but all I've got is a couple odd trees about, a couple odd shrubs and a few herbs and a flower or two. Now what I'm trying to say with this is that as time goes on, you start to understand not just which bits goes where, but how more can be done, how your work, in a sense, can produce more results. Now, I am going on a bit of a chat here, but I just wanted to come here and just give a little bit of insight. Yeah, so as it's getting dark now, I'm gonna, don't know if you can see this, I've got this last bit of the corner to do and a little bit of the crevices in there just to dig out. I don't know what I'm going to do with this chicory here. It's this is the second year one. I'm not sure if you see, it's I think it's my second year with chicory as well. As you can see, there's a lot of bits falling off it and it's still got quite a bit of life in it. Obviously I just did a lot of pruning on it. Might stick that in the ground. Well, yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to do this off camera and then I'll come back tomorrow or whenever I can and then show you a bit more of the process of building the bed up and then putting the soil in, etc, etc. And then hopefully as time goes on, I'll be able to show more of the garden and more of what's going on. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gosford Gardens, how to survive and thrive. Today we're going to be going on, as I did last night, we're going to be getting on with the greenhouse, and also we're going to have to be cleaning a little bit of stones. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a tutorial on how to do that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we'll get straight to it. So as you can see, the difference from yesterday, I've cleaned up all of the dirt, what was in here, and stuck it in these bags because I completely filled up the greenhouse and the compost, and I've got a whole another tub of it over there. So my next plan is to get a pressure washer and not only clean up the sides of this bit, just make sure it doesn't get mouldy or that kind of stuff and start rotting the metal or anything like that, if it can do. But I'm also gonna spray all this gravel so that I can get all this dirt off it, because obviously if that gets wet like it has done over there, it'll start growing stuff, and you don't really want that where you don't want it growing. Yeah, straight to it. Yeah, you're right. It was a better idea to get the wheelbarrow and chuck it down that way, because I nearly fell over then. But anyways, I'd just like to bring a little note to what I was saying before about this fabric stuff, what I've got in the greenhouse, and how it protects, well, the greenhouse from horsetail. Because this fabric's been down now for at least a year. I think I made this a year ago now, and if you see right there, poking its head out, that is a horsetail. That is still alive. Alright, I just plucked it out, but there's tons of it. It's all growing underneath the greenhouse. See? We've got green bits on it. It's all underneath here. I know this is my own perspective of how to deal with horsetail, but I know other people have said, oh well, you're just going to have to get a big digger and dig it all up. So if anyone's got any other way to deal with it, please put it in the comments, and then I'll get my samurai sword and start slashing it or something like that. I don't know. Now, I'd just like to say that I used to listen to some sort of music where this guy would say people that drink tea don't work hard or don't know what working hard means. Now, I don't really like to pose myself as a hard worker or some hustler or something like that. I just do my bit, you know what I mean? But I'd just like to say that, again, I'm not trying to bring any negativity towards anyone, anything, or even this YouTube video. But, you know, what have you got to discriminate people for? 1 cent. Well, there you go. That's all that cleaned up. There's a few bits and bobs, but don't really matter. Right then, now for the fun part. Oh. Turn on. Oh, it's on. Prepare for disappointment. Okay. Oh. Would you look at that shine? Right, I've come to the conclusion that it does work, but slightly, because I've had to obviously push it all out a little bit, and I'm just letting it drain now, and all this is going into the soil. So yeah, I have taken a bit of the dirt off, but it's not doing too much. So I think it's going to rain sometime soon, so I'm going to let the rain have a go of it. Hello again, viewers. This is the third day of trying to clean some gravel, and at the moment I've tried with a pressure washer. That didn't work because it was very ineffective. It got some dirt off, but it didn't, I would be there for about 6 hours doing the same thing. So now I've got my wheelbarrow and I've got this bag. I'm going to fill this bag with all these stones, and then I'm just going to tip a whole load of water on it. Let's see what happens. As you can see, it's draining a load of dirt. That water's a bit clearer now, apart from that side. We've got our Jeff over there. Right, so I have figured that trying to clean all this gravel isn't going to work just yet, as I'm going to have to do it in smaller batches. But first, I'm going to clean the greenhouse because it's a bit messy. Oh, for God's sake. Just flooded the greenhouse. Whoops. Now, I am aware of the insects that actually hibernate in the crevices of the greenhouse. But that is more on this back side, on the outside. There is a ladybug up there, but obviously I'm not just going to blast it. So all I'm looking to really clean is the bottom bits and the top of the roof bits where it gets all mouldy, well, mossy and all that kind of stuff. But we'll just have a go. Because obviously I do want to clean all these bottom parts. And up here there is a few spiders, so I'm not going to do up there as well. I'm going to focus on the bottom. that. Now after that a bit of fun, I'm thinking to clean this gravel, I'm going to put just a small bit in this bag. Then I'm going to pressure wash it, and then I'm going to take the top half, put that into a clean bag, wherever the clean bag is, and then I'll use that to put on the greenhouse floor, in theory. Alright, it's somewhat clean. Somewhat clean. But there's still mud there. Alright, I've just been doing a couple of runs, that's how much I've got. It's not the most efficient process in the world because I've probably just drained a whole swimming pool. And as you can see in there, it's completely dirty. So I'm going to give up I'm going to give up momentarily, get some scran and come back at it. So I'd give a quick introduction on what I'm doing for the actual garden, and probably for in here as well. I've got some onions in here, and obviously these are just odd bits and ends and all that kind of stuff, but there's chives in there, other, you know, ornamental plants, some trees as well. That's what I was going to show you. I forgot about this one. Stick that one there. Oh no. I'm going to try. Well, I need to stick these inside actually. I've just given a massive water. Oops. I'll have to sort that out. One of these is going back inside after I've sorted it out, and then I've got another one to stay in here just to see what happens. I've also got some trees coming along. These are oak trees, and over here got some more trees. I think these are sycamores. Obviously that one's a holly. I don't know what that one is. I think it might be another sycamore, but an older one. Probably need I don't know. Bit of random shrubbery, to be honest. Figs, another cotton Easter, more holly, oaks, sycamores, and a beech there. Oh, and some herbs at the end. Wagwan, my G's. Hola, buenos dias, amigos. I'm in the greenhouse again, obviously. I'm still doing the renovations. I thought I'd just come with an update, and this is the 4th day doing this, of cleaning the gravel. And I've had a mind explosion, but it is the most efficient, but it's kind of confusing as well. I'll show you actually. As usual, I've got the pressure washer, I've got my big dirty bit of gravel, which I need to go and get the other bit from up there. Then I've got my clean gravel, which I've been working at. So I've got this sieve and I've put it on this big pot. So what you need to do if you want to clean gravel, which is completely contaminated with dirt and God knows what else, you only put a really thin layer on this mesh thing, because if you just try and do a load at once, it's not actually going to clean it for some reason, even though I'm using a pressure washer. So I'll just show you what that looks like. as you can see, it's not 100% effective. Hello everyone, this is the 5th day running of doing the greenhouse renovations. I've currently, I've cleaned out the floor and all that kind of stuff. I've got the process of cleaning all the gravel going. I've got quite a bit done in that brown bag right there. So that's ready for putting down. I've just put down some bricks so that I don't need to use so much gravel and I can level it all off properly. And I've just been thinking about making a new bed, because I don't know if I've shown in this episode or any other episode that there was a bed here. It went all the way down this side and then it curved a little bit and I had a little bit there, you know. But it was made out of wood, and as you can see over there, all that bit of wood there, it's all rotten and all that kind of stuff, and obviously if you just stick wood inside of soil it rots. So I'm thinking I'm going to use slates, but the problem is everything's completely out of level, because if I stick a slate there and there and there and there and all along here, the slates will have to be at the front are raised up. So it's going to be odd. So I'm just having a little think about how I'm going to do this, because I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to have to rip up this fabric. I don't know how I'm going to do that because it's under the greenhouse. Maybe I can do it, I don't know. It does look a bit tight though, so I don't know what I'm going to have to do. And I don't want to disturb the fabric too much because there's a lot of weeds under here and they're even poking out right now. Thank God they've not actually come up, but yeah. So just for a little brainstorm, I'm using this for a little brainstorm, a little bit of content, is, like I said, I'm probably going to dig up a bit of this to where, obviously, as you can see, the slate is completely perfect to where I've put the bed and where the door is, so that will work. So I'm going to try and level all this off to the bottom where that slate is, and stick some slates in. I hope that's going to work. I've just been doing this without videoing it. What a calamity. Right, so I am ripping up this plastic, and what I think I'm going to do is try and use cardboard instead of this fabric stuff, and then lay down a load of soil. But first, I'm gonna make sure I can put some slates in as a border so that all the gravel doesn't get into the soil, etc. Now, as I have said before, there is horsetail in here, and simply, how am I going to do this? Yeah, I'll just gotta rip where the bricks start, because there are bricks that hold, there are bricks that hold this thing down. Obviously there's an absolute crap ton of sand in this, so hopefully that's going to help me somewhat. That is weird. Probably shouldn't have used this stuff, but yeah. You live and you learn. You die and you come back alive. Can you see? I'm making content. It's all slimy. There we go. That's a nice bit of stuff. Now I'm going to pin these extra bits back down somehow. Boom! Give me my damn gloves. Yeah, boy. Don't mind at night, you know the creepers in the dark. They'll creep up on your arms. Oops. And then they'll blow you to bits. Yeah. I just cleaned this greenhouse. What did I tell you, huh? It's coming along. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, now is this going to fit? I've managed to fit that end bit on a pane completely tight to the walls. Will it? Oh, I've got to repair my pickaxe. Yeah, this one might be a bit dodgy because it's all sand here. But it should be okay because that is lower than that side from the start. Will it work? Oh. Oh, you just cross them over like that. Easy. What's this? Is this easy mode? I've played way too many video games. Right. Now what? I am going to cardboard this. Preps to Blooms and Greens by Chloe, giving me that tip. And I'll put here these grow bags. I'll fill them up with soil and whatever, and I'll stick some nice plants in there. Get some nice tomatoes or something like that. Although I am planning to do tomatoes, peppers, etc. in this one. And then do God knows what else out here. Yes, I have just realised that because this is all the way down there and that's just some big clump, I'm literally just going to have to make it so that these slates just, you know, they're a little bit more raised on the back. Obviously going to have to compromise for that, but that's okay. Do not doubt my genius. It is unfathomable. If I even said that right. And by the laws of gravity, I conquer. Oh my god. Stay there, douchebag. Oh no. As you can see, there are still cracks where mud will just go into the back of the greenhouse. But I'm still learning, everyone's still learning, this is a learning process. And it doesn't matter, because I'll probably take it down next year anyways. cardboard. Now, I've never done this before. I'm pretty sure that I can just put this on like this. It will also act as some sort of barrier towards the greenhouse being completely contaminated by soil. Always use protection. Although if you're going to use protection, I wouldn't bother anyway. Isn't it beautiful? You're about to witness I don't even fucking know anymore. Oh, there you go. Jesus. Right, I think that's all there is for this section of the video. Got all this sorted. Got a bit of the gravel in. I've still got quite a lot left. Probably just about another half of this, so that'll finish off the rest of it. Get that all levelled out. And yeah, next bit. Alright, we're on day 6 of the greenhouse renovations. As you saw in the last segment, I finished off the bed that was there before. I've got most of all the gravel back in. I've had to use some new stuff which I had just at the back, and you still see over there there's still a bit of the muddy stuff which I'm going to let the rain have a go at. Got my plants back in, may as well go over. I've got some apple cuttings here. I'm going to see if they come. They look like they're doing alright. Then again, I don't really know, I've not taken apple cuttings before. I've got some onions here. These are only a few. I've got some more inside. I just wanted to see what these would do in the greenhouse in a bit more of a cold. Lavender, lemon balm, got some pine cuttings. I don't know if these are actually going to work or not because they're obviously going a bit yellow. Probably needs a bit more warmth. I've got echinacea or echinacea, whatever you call it. That's just getting ready to sprout this season. Got hops there, getting ready to sprout this season. I don't know what that is. It's a succulent. I don't really do succulents. I don't know what that is. I think it's a begonia or a hydrangea. Again, I don't really do decorative plants. Coneflower. I think it's just another different type of echinacea or echinacea, whatever you want to call it. Chicory, I'm probably going to put that in here. Saxifraga and some more succulents. I've got a citrus tree. I don't know if this is actually going to fruit or not because I think I got this from a store orange, so I obviously don't know what's going to happen with that. It might just die off, but it's come through the winter quite nicely. But anyways, today, as I have been working today on this, as it is like about 3 o'clock right now, I've just finished this off. Today I'm going to be finishing off the bed, putting some more compost in it. Hopefully my method of composting has worked, because obviously this is a massive compost bin. I've got some old compost in there which has got a lot of horse shite in it and a whole load of other stuff, you know, kitchen waste. You can even see some there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take, well, the lid off first. I take the top half off, put that to the side, take the bottom half, put that into bags so that can be used for this year, and then fill up the whatchamacallit in the greenhouse. So here's the inside of the compost, and so every should I say every week, there's at least one load of this organic matter, should we call it, you know, bananas, oranges, melons, all that kind of stuff. And all this highly helps if you are a vegetarian, fruitarian, vegan, whatever you want to call it, plant-based. You know, you just eat a load of fruits, you're going to get a load of compost and organic matter, and that's going to go into your compost, and you're going to get more compost for more plants. You get me? Alright, I've just been going hard at this shit. As you can see, I've dug a bit of a hole in there to get to the bottom of the good compost, should I say. It's all nice and dark, and whatever you want to call it, it's all nice smelling. Got some bags there of the stuff what I had to move from this greenhouse. Just show you what I got going here, what I'm going to put in. So you can see the all super, should you say, loamy, I don't even know what you would call this, but that's some good shit. Hello again, it is now the morning of day 7. So I just wanted to abbreviate again on the compost. As you can see it a little bit more now, this is like really dark compared to, you know, this has got a bit more of a lighter shade to it. I've not got my gloves on, but I mean, this has got a bit of moisture on the top as well, because I left it outside overnight. But you will see with certain soils and composts, if it's really light, etc, etc, it won't have a lot of nutrients in it, whereas this has been in the bottom of the compost for about a year, probably a year and a half. Actually no, probably just a year, because I built that compost bin last year, I'm pretty sure. It's all moist, it's all got worms in it, so, you know, it's all good stuff. You know, it's not too compact, it is quite moist, because obviously it's been in the compost for quite a while now. But all of this, you know, because it's super, well, like I said, it's got that texture to it, this will be super good for anything really. Obviously, depending on the pH of the plant. You know, once that all gets, in a sense, settled in to this bed with all these leaves, all these bits of organic matter, obviously it needs to degrade. It's just because I've, you know, had it on top. But once it's all degraded, all these leaves will just provide a little bit more, you know, the water will go through a little bit more. It's more, you know, say you've got outside, say you've got trees, right, in the forest, and what will happen is all the leaves will fall on the floor, and you'll just get an absolute ton of, well, foliage on the floor. It'll protect all the dirt so that it'll allow the dirt to breathe a little better and take in the moisture, hold the moisture, that's it. It'll retain the moisture and not only retain it, it'll allow the moisture to go through the soil a hell of a lot better than if it was just, you know, like this. This is like this because I did do a bit of a dig here. I don't know why I was doing, well, I know why I was doing it. I was trying to make a path down there, but, you know, I'm just going to leave it. I'll probably fix it up. But anyways, like this here, this is dense, you know. It takes a going at it to get at it. But you take some soil over here, it's got all wood chips, leaves, whatnots on it, you know. I can tell there, okay, I've just poked a strawberry plant. Make sure these strawberries aren't suffocating. But I can see here that this soil is way, you know, it's a lot more fluffy, allows more nutrients to just flow around. It's not all compact where the plants are going to have to try a little bit harder to get the roots down. You know, the plants are going to try a little bit harder to spread the roots also. So things like, and you will see in certain places where plants will grow, there will be different plants for different soils. Say for instance, if it's a really is the word coagulated? I don't know. But in soils where it's really tough and you know, solid, whatever word you want to make, you'll see certain plants like these are trailing buttercups, I'm pretty sure. This one, this one, this one, and they have pretty solid roots, and they'll form, well, they'll go everywhere. They're like they're not a rhizome plant, but they'll send off you know, they'll send off little things in the summer which will branch off and form another plant. And also in hard clay soils, which isn't, you know, it's not too loamy and, you know, free draining, should you say, you'll also see things like horsetail popping up and things like that. So once you get all your leaf matter or your mulch and you stick that in and you get soils like this, obviously this hasn't set into a bed yet, but once you get soils like this, things like horsetail and all them kind of things won't survive very well, because if it's free draining and the soil's a lot more loose, you can just pick up those horsetails and rip them out of the ground a little bit easier, so they obviously won't grow very well. So there you go. I'll probably put a little bit more of the looser soil on the top of this, just so I can do some of the edges like that bit. But yeah, this will be a good bed. It's pretty deep. It's way deeper than my last one, especially with the fact that the last one was made out of wood, and you know, it battered the greenhouse a little bit and the soil's already coming through there, but it'll be all right. What I'm going to grow in here, I'm going to get some tomatoes, probably peppers, and maybe something else from the nightshade family like eggplants, and definitely some herbs. Definitely put some flowers in here, maybe get some narcissurtiums, or whatever you call them. Stick them maybe on this side here, so you know, we can try and get some bees through here, right into the back, so that, you know, they can see the tomato flowers and pepper flowers and etc. And I'll probably get some, I'll probably stick a plant here as well in one of those, yeah, they're not in here, but in one of those big bags. I'll probably stick one or two there, definitely with some flowers. This will just be my seedling stuff for early on. and I'll probably stick a bag or two here as well with, I don't even know if I want to do potatoes, to be honest, but yeah, I'll try and get some decent stuff in some big bags here as well, see what I can get going. Yeah, this has been the greenhouse renovation for the Godsplant Gardens. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, because I bloody have. So this will probably be some sort of series, how to survive and thrive in the garden, or whatever I called it. And yeah, I think this greenhouse is going to do some good this year. So if you like this, I'm not even going to say like and subscribe, even though I just did, but if you like this, drop a comment down below what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, how I can improve it, just so I know that I can make these videos a little bit better for you guys who want to watch this kind of stuff, and you want some more tips, you want some more whatever. Say if, for instance, the transitions from, you know, say I'm doing a little bit of a, what do you call it, filler footage, just some random footage. Maybe you don't like that stuff, maybe you just want some, you know, live action where I'm just spitting bars about something and I'm still doing it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Peace, love and light. Keep it unity, keep it good. You know what I mean.